Okay, for my last little Twitter tutorial, I'm going to go over searching a little bit. So again, this is my Twitter webpage. I'll come back to this in a second. I'm going to go to my new account, and you can search on anything you want in Twitter. You can search on any word whatsoever. So I'm going to search Chicago Bears and see what happens. So any tweets with that word in there, you're going to get a whole bunch of good stuff on the Chicago Bears if that's what you're interested in. And they'll give you some suggestions, like Johnny Knox. You could follow him. You could follow all sorts of Chicago Bears. You could try Larry Bird if you happen to be a Larry Bird fan. And so there's some Larry Bird tweets out there. This may or may not really be Larry Bird. You have to figure that out for yourself. But in the Twitter community, really you're just you're finding tweets that just happen to have those words in it. You could search NFL, and anybody who just happened to have NFL in their tweets, you're going to find a whole bunch of stuff. Now, there's this thing called a hashtag, which is just the number symbol. So when you see that in some tweets, like right here, whatever this is, everything to prove, that's sort of a designation that the person writing the tweet means for it to be searched on. It's like a meta tag or a search tag. So for example, you could search on one real big one in education land is EdChat. So there's a whole bunch of hashtags that end with chat, but EdChat is a big one. So education chat. And I didn't spell it right. It helps if you spell it right. There you go. EdChat is a big one that I tweet out to. So if I retweet something, many people search EdChat all the time. So if I tweet something, my followers will get what I tweet, but I'll also add this tag EdChat because that kind of amplifies your audience. People who are searching on EdChat will also pick up on that. I'm not following, J.M. Gubbins right here, but he put EdChat, so when I search on that, I'm going to pick up some of his stuff, and that gives me more resources. So it's not just the people that I follow, it's how I'm searching. So I'm going to go back to my site here. There are a few big hashtags out there. So EdChat is a big one. Education is a big one. EdTech is great. You get a lot of good. I'm going to try searching on that one. You get good resources from EdTech. Okay, so lots of good educational technology type things and links that you can follow. I'm going to try to find a good one. Or articles about EdTech. Interesting article on how teaching online can inform traditional classroom pedagogy. That might be interesting to you. I never would have found this had I not searched on EdChat. Okay, the benefits of online teaching for traditional classroom pedagogy. It's actually a case study. It's an actual study. But you'll also find good, cool tools and things like that. Now, what's cool is you can save these searches. So if you want to come back and you're always going to look for EdTech, save that search. All right. So I'm going to go back home. And again, back home, these are who I'm following. But if at any time I want to come back and see what's going on in EdTech, you just go to searches and it automatically will populate that for you. All right, so I'm going to do EdChat and save that one as well. And there's EdChat. That's also a really good one. And I'll save it. And when I go back home, I'll see I've got under searches EdTech and EdChat. So there are all sorts of searches, really discipline-specific ones. I tried to put a few here for art, ArtChat, or ArtEd, or ArtsEd, again with the hashtag. ELL chat, ESL, there's all sorts of them. MathChat is a big one. The Media Center would be interested in, anybody really be interested in TL chat. It's teacher librarian chat. There's lots of really good stuff on that one. But I tried to find some hashtags that you can search on for discipline-specific things. Now, really quickly, I want to go through a different kind of a different way to do some searching on Twitter. There is a site called TweetGrid, and it's just tweetgrid.com. There's all sorts of different third-party websites you can go to kind of visualize Twitter. TweetGrid's good, Twitterfall is good, but I just want to show you this one really quick. So if I want to do in real time, you create a Twitter search dashboard that updates in real time. So for example, EdChat actually is scheduled. If you follow EdChat, there's a particular topic at a particular time of night, I want to say it's Tuesdays at 7:30 or something like that, if you go on Twitter and search on EdChat, everybody will start to talk about the same topic, talking about one-to-one schools or the Common Core standards or things like that. So how TweetGrid works, I created a 1x1 grid, all right, and I'm going up here in the box here, and I'm going to search on EdChat. So it's the same kind of thing. It comes through in real time. Anybody who's tweeting on EdChat, it just sort of starts to come through. So I'm waiting for a few more tweets to come through. It's a pretty active group. There's another one. This one at the top is an ad. That's how they make their money. But so you've got these new tweets coming in real time. What you could do, let's do a 1x2. So here I want to search EdChat, and here I want to search EdTech. I'll try TLChat. And you can get two things going at the same time. What's interesting is, if you have a particular event that's going on, like you could have students do a search on State of the Union and watch all the tweets that are coming through tagged with State of the Union. May not be anything interesting here, and I don't know what that is, but during the State of the Union address, it's really interesting to see what all the tweets are. When Rod Blagojevich was to be sentenced, I did a search on #Blago, and I got the information about him being convicted before anybody around me did, using the traditional mainstream media. But it's really interesting to watch some of these chats come through. So that's one use for your kids. So for example, you could be watching a particular political event or a debate, and you and your students could be watching the same things and tweeting out using hashtags. You could do a hashtag that is, your class, that is specific, that you set up ahead of time. Guys, make sure when you're tweeting, we could have a conversation on Storsley period 2. Assuming I can spell my own name right. Now there's nothing there because it's kind of a weird hashtag, but if you set it up for your class that everyone's going to use that, you would search on this and you would only see your Storsley period 2 or your name period 5, whatever. You'd only see your class's tweets, so you can kind of have a little bit of a conversation there. And even with this, you can do some of the same things with Twitter. You can reply to them, you can retweet it out to your followers, you can give them a direct message. So, I mean, it's a really interesting way to have a conversation with your students. So, that's about it for hashtags. If that's too much for you, you can always just do hashtags this way, via the regular old Twitter site, but using third-party applications like TweetGrid can kind of make it a little easier for you. So I'm going to save TLChat because it's a good one, and then I will sign off.